He's the evil jester with no sense of justice. It's Marx from the Kirby series. For those of you who've never heard of Marx, he made his first appearance in the game Kirby Super Star, which originally released on the Super Nintendo in 1996. At first you may look at him and wonder how something so adorable could be so evil. Well, at first, he seemed to just be an innocent citizen of Dreamland. He told Kirby that the Sun and Moon were fighting, somehow, and told him that he needed to travel across the galaxy to get the wish-granting comet known as Galactic Nova. But as soon as Kirby was about to make his wish, Marx swooped in to steal the wish for himself. And what was his wish? To take over Dreamland and cause everyone to suffer. But as per usual, Kirby stopped him. A few times, actually. Nowadays, Marx seems to be an ally on Kirby's adventures. But today, Marx will be returning as the evil monster we know him as and go against the pink puffball on the Super Smash Bros. Roster. So starting off, Marx here will be a very light character, because of course. He'd have a total of 6 jumps by using his wings to fly, and he'd have no other movement options. But now, let's dive into his costumes. For Marx's default appearance, he'll be in his iconic red and blue jester hat. For the next 3 alts, this will have Marx be in his multiplayer color schemes from Kirby Star Allies, which have him in yellow, blue, and green. For the 4th alt, Marx turns entirely pink, which is a direct reference towards Kirby. For the 5th alt, Marx turns completely black and white, which references both the Game Boy Pocket screen color as well as what Marx looked like the first time we saw him in Milky Way Wishes. For the 6th alt, Marx turns dark purple and yellow, which references the wish-granting comet Galactic Nova. And the final alt will have Marx in brighter colors, which references Marx's soul, which was a stronger version of Marx from Kirby Super Star Ultra, the DS remake of the game. Now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into the moveset. Now for Marx's entire moveset, I'll be going with all sorts of creepy attacks from his boss fights. I'll also be going with some attacks he was given in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where Marx was 50 times more creepier. I'd recommend not watching this video right before going to bed. Trust me. Anyways, for the neutral jab, it'll be a single jab that hits multiple times where Marx shoots out a bunch of arrows forwards. This jab has a wide hitbox, but there is some start lag and a little bit of end lag. For the side tilt, Marx grows one of his demonic looking wings and does a claw strike forwards. It reaches a pretty long distance and comes out pretty quick, but it doesn't deal a whole lot of damage. For the down tilt, Marx performs a sliding kick downwards, just like what Cloud and Mega Man do for their down tilt. For the up tilt, Marx's eyes bulge and shoot out lasers upwards, dealing multiple hits of damage until the final hit. As creepy as this sounds, this comes from one of his new attacks from his boss fight in Ultimate. Now for the forward smash, Marx shoots out a huge laser beam from his mouth. The hitbox on the smash attack is really long, making this move incredibly deadly. Unfortunately, despite its long reach, it has a lot of start lag and even more end lag. On the bright side, it deals a large amount of damage and knockback compared to most forward smash attacks, but unfortunately, it also does count as a projectile. For the down smash, this will be a pretty scary attack, because for this smash attack, Marx's eyes turn black and bounce off his face, causing him to grow a new pair of eyes. The black eyes bounce in opposite directions of Marx, so keep an eye out on where they bounce to. Oh my goodness, I just made a pun without realizing it. Why do I do this? This attack comes straight from his appearance in Ultimate. For the up smash, Marx grows 2 thorn vines upwards. Just like the forward smash, this smash attack reaches a far distance and has a lot of start lag and end lag. However, unlike the forward smash, this smash attack doesn't deal a whole lot of damage and knockback compared to the forward smash. For the neutral air, Marx shoots out 4 moon-shaped boomerangs that shoot out into 4 different directions and boomerangs back towards him. The boomerangs do count as projectiles, so keep that in mind. For the forward air, Marx does another claw strike, which acts just like his side tilt. For the back air, Marx will grow both of his wings and claps them a single time backwards, just like what Corrin does for their back air. And just like them, this move has the ability of pushing Marx forwards. For the down air, Marx spits out a freezing bomb that explodes on impact. Now this aerial is unique because if it happens to hit an opponent when they're at higher percentages, they automatically get frozen in ice. If it happens to hit the ground without hitting an opponent, the bomb explodes and causes a small shockwave that can freeze opponents. And finally, for the up air, Marx grows a bunch of vein-looking tentacles upwards. These veins deal multiple hits of damage until the final hit. But where Marx's dreams come true is with his special attacks. For Marx's neutral special, Marx rides on his beach ball. While that sounds simple, there is quite a bit you can do with this special. First of all, if the special button's tapped, the beach ball teleports beneath Marx. Tapping the special button again has Marx kick it forwards as a kind of weak projectile. However, as soon as it hits an opponent or bounces for a total of 5 times, whichever happens first, it'll automatically explode, although the explosion radius is kinda lackluster compared to normal. However, if you tap the special button a single time, Marx will teleport the ball in, but rolls on top of it instead of kicking it, so you can use this as a sort of extra movement option if you so wish. However, you also are limited to 1 jump if you try and stay committed to this move. Although you do have the option of getting off of the beach ball by pressing the shield button, which will leave the ball in front of Marx for about 5 seconds until it explodes. Now that's if you just tap the special button, but if you hold it, Marx will aim where to kick, which is indicated by a dotted line that appears in front of the ball. You can then aim it up or down, left or right. Now for the side special, Marx performs a simple dash forwards. While it seems simple, there is something unique about it. If a foe happens to get hit by this dash, then that foe will get dragged in and deal multiple hits of damage until the final hit. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can charge the special up for about 5 seconds, which increases the damage and distance of the move. However, the disadvantage with this move is that, if used on the edge of the stage, Marx will go into freefall and more than likely lose the stock. Now for the down special, this will change depending on if Marx is on the ground or in the air. If Marx uses his down special while on the ground, Marx will split himself in half and create a black hole. When he does this, it behaves just like the black hole item in Smash, having it suck players and items into it and cause them to spin, leaving them completely immobile for a few seconds. However, this is only possible if you charge this move up for about 6 seconds. It doesn't work if you simply tap it, so be aware of using this move when foes happen to be nearby. Plus, Marx is not invincible in that state of charging. He still deals damage and can even be launched out of it, so keep an eye on that. Now, if you're in the air while using the down special, it'll change to Marx's shadow dive ability, where Marx dives downwards and disappears into a shadow on the ground. If foes happen to get hit when Marx dived, they'll get dragged in and deal multiple hits of damage until the final hit. Once Marx disappears into the shadow, he can slightly move left and right and even jump out of the shadow. When Marx jumps out of the shadow, his entire body becomes a hitbox, meaning that foes can take damage and get launched by Marx jumping out. You can also wait and jump out of the shadow if you so wish, but it's not exactly recommended, because if Marx stays in the shadow for about 7 seconds, Marx will automatically jump out of the shadow and suffer an uncomfortable amount of end lag after he lands. And finally, for the up special, Marx will teleport.
Why is that all of your movesets have some sort of teleporting move? Why can't Marx just flap his wings?
Well, first of all, not all of my movesets have a sort of teleport. Second, this is too fitting for Marx to not include. This will also be a unique teleport, as you can teleport for a total of 3 times by pressing the special button again. You can also aim where you teleport by using the control stick to aim. However, just like most teleports in Smash, Marx will go into freefall after teleporting. And now, for the final smash. Marx's final smash will be Galactic Nova. This will be a cinematic final smash where Marx rushes forwards to hit an opponent. Any player hit by Marx will be sent into a cinematic. The cinematic starts with the foe landing in space, and then, all of a sudden, the camera pans up to see Marx laughing hysterically while Galactic Nova flies straight towards the opponent, which causes a massive explosion, ending the cinematic. This final smash is a direct reference towards the fact that Marx was plotting to use Galactic Nova to take over Planet Popstar. The stage of choice is Galactic Nova from Kirby Super Star. This stage has a simple layout that looks just like the Northern Cave stage from Final Fantasy VII. However, the big difference with this stage is that pieces of Galactic Nova will occasionally fall onto the stage, acting as a sort of hazard. In the background, Galactic Nova can be seen flying straight toward Planet Popstar while the Sun and Moon are fighting. The music was a challenge as I wanted to only use songs straight from Superstar, so this time around the music selection will be rather small. In total, 10 songs will be included, 9 of which will be remixed. And that would be if Marx joined Super Smash Bros. Aside from Bandana Wall D, my other most wanted Kirby character is Marx, as he's such a unique Kirby villain, even though he kinda creeps me out. And although he was a boss in Ultimate instead of a fighter, I think he's bound to happen in a future Smash game. Anyways, do you have a character you'd like to see be given a Smash moveset? If so, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe? That way you can get notified when I put out any Super Smash Bros. Moveset videos. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.